Hope, and I am your host, Tandiwe Machinjiri. In our first episode, we're focusing on personal growth and self improvement. We explore strategies, mindset shifts, and practices to help you navigate life's challenges. In our today's episodes, our guests are Diana Mwale and Cassandra Mangulama. Hello, Diana Mwale.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm alright. Hey, Cassandra.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm good. So, ladies, what is self awareness and what is personal growth? How do you define this?
Self awareness is knowing your thoughts, feelings, and emotions better. Self growth, you say self growth, right?
Personal growth.
Personal growth. Personal growth is the steps that a person experiences in the body, I can say, changing. Yes.
How can you be more self aware every day?
I think that you can be more self-aware by taking a few minutes to each day to yourself, meditating and reflecting on how your life is moving.
All right. Do you think mindfulness helps with self awareness?
How mindfulness, what?
Do you think mindfulness helps with self awareness?
Yeah, I think it does. It helps you to present and notice your thoughts, and it also boosts your self-awareness.
Can you share a time when being self aware helped you?
Okay, I remember when I was, as we said, good self awareness is knowing your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. When I was in secondary school, our teacher taught us to present something. So I was like, no, I know myself. I do not like in the environment that people make noises. So I was like, no, I should not make that because when people say bad things, I'll respond in a rude way because I know myself that I'm not good at. I cannot keep quiet when someone is insulting me. Instead, I insult back. So I said, no, I'm sorry. In this scenario, I cannot tell my friends to stay calm and keep quiet because it was the scenario that there was distraction. I can say some students wanted to match out, so they wanted someone to calm their fellow student. So I was like, no, I cannot be in that position.
All right. Do you guys think self awareness helps in making decisions and choices?
Yes,
How?
it helps. For example, me, I'm at Mage. After writing my MSCE exams, I sat down and look what the best thing I can do. What do I respond great, or what can I do? What am I capable of? After knowing myself. So my mom asked me, "What after writing your exams? What do you think you can do?" So I was like, after knowing myself, I'm good at speaking. I know I'm a talkative person. So I think journalism can suit me. Mm.
On the same thing, I think that it helps you to understand your goals and values, and you can make a better life choice when you're self-aware. Like for example, I'll give a similar example like Diana's. I've always been a writer since my primary years. So after writing my MSc exams, I was like, what program would be best for me? So I went through some university programs and I was like, yeah, I'll choose journalism. You write on how you feel. So yeah.
Your point has taken me to another question, like how do you identify your strengths? How do you know that I'm good at this?
I think you can just be trying new things and asking friends what they think your strengths are. Like, I can ask Dana here, what do you think are my strengths on the way you see me? Yeah.
Yeah, on the same thing, there are other people who feel like when I ask my friends what part am I good at, I feel like I'm cheap, or she or he will think like I'm a failure. But it doesn't mean that you are a failure or you are cheap. It means you want to decide more, because our friends knows as much. After knowing who you really are, it's not like you know everything of you.
Yeah.
Other people can define you much.
Okay.
The way I can define myself, it's not the way you can define me,
Yes.
because I can back myself that I am Diana, I love laughing, yet you know that I am Diana, yes, but I'm hard sometimes.
Yes.
Yes.
Very short tempered.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why are values important for knowing your strengths?
Values. Values are very important, especially the more values.
Yeah.
The values guide you. They help you recognize your strengths that align with what matters to you.
Can you give an example of a strength you developed?
Because of the values.
Yes.
I can say,
Okay, while Dan is thinking, I can give an example of how public speaking is a new strength for me. I used to be very shy, and now I think I'm just out of my shell. So my values have really helped me. I've learned a new strength. Yeah.
and for me, the values have helped me because I know some people say that I have beautiful voice when I sing. I really sing to the different hearts. So when it comes to church, let's say, for example, in church, I remember a certain day they gave me to lead a worship song. So I answered, okay, I will do that, I will do that. When I reached in the church, when seeing the congregations, I was like, oh my God, I cannot manage. I cannot manage. So I was like, can I tell people that I will not manage my fellow praise team members? So I said, no, I can do this. I feel so many things in life. Why being scared of people?
Yeah.
So I boosted up my courage and I did. So the values helped me.
So, how do you use your strengths to reach your goals?
I can say I do not get scared anymore. For example, the same example that I said that I was scared, but the strength that I have is like if I will not do this thing, then who else will do it for me? So I collected all the courage that I can do it, I can do much, I can do better.
Okay.
Yes.
On the same point, I also wanted to add that it's true that you can use your strengths to reach your goals. So, I'll take you back to when I was in secondary school, or maybe when I was a kid. I've always been this confident girl, and I think my level of confidence also helped me in the process where when I was choosing my program that I would study for college. So I made a research and I was like, what can I do? Because I'm very bad at math. So after thinking about my brain and math, I was like, no, this would not take me anywhere. Let me just go for journalism because I'll be interacting with other people. And as for speaking at a huge congregation isn't the case for me. So yeah, in this case, my strength really helped me with my goals. What should someone do if they can't find their strengths? Is there a method that you can help them with?
The best way is by asking the friends, of course. Parents know us very well. Our friends whom we engage every day, every time, they know us very well. So I've already said, Goody, by asking, it's not like we are failing or we will be cheap. Ask them. They will tell you what part are you best at.
And on the same thing, I think that you should try new things. You shouldn't just focus on that weakness. You should try new different things. And if not try new things, you should focus on the things that you're best at and how you can improve on them.
And do not be shy just because you have failed first time and you be like, I'm a failure, I cannot do much. No, you have to know yourself better and try until you reach to the extent that you feel like, okay, I'm satisfied, this is what I wanted in life.
Yes, never give up.
Yeah, that's a rule. So we've talked about strengths. So let's also talk about weaknesses. How do you accept your weaknesses? We all know that it's hard to accept that, this thing is hard for me. So how do you accept your weaknesses?
To me, it's hard. I can remember the documentary that we made in our class.
You got a 40%.
Oh my god, 59. So killed me completely. I just took it and looked the results and packed it in my bag. Do you know what I did at home? I yelled, I screamed, I even cried. I don't like failing. I don't like my weakness. I don't. And because I'm a short-tempered person, I cried. I cried much. Why getting 59? All the effort that I carried that time. The whole documentary, 20 minutes documentary, seeing the 59 results. Oh my god. I was like, can I yell, sir, for that thing?
For me, I think I just remind myself that everyone has weaknesses. No one's perfect. So I think it's just best to accept your weakness. If you failed at something, accept it and try to find another way on how you can improve it.
So you've talked of improving your weaknesses. So what are some of the methods or ways that you can use to improve your weaknesses?
You can just set small goals to work on your weaknesses step by step, taking baby steps. Like let's use Dan as example. She failed she failed on her documentary assignment, right?
Yes.
So you saw your weaknesses. Let's say you weren't really good at editing or stuff. So you've accepted now your weakness. You can now take baby steps on how you can improve your editing skills. Today you learn Adobe Photoshop. Tomorrow you watch tutorials. And step by step, I think you'll improve.
Can you please share a time when you experienced a weakness and how you helped yourself to grow?
Hey, let me say about when I was in secondary school, maths. I'm not good at it. No, you have to get my point. I remember when I was writing term 2 exams. No, it was just a mere assignment. So we wrote exams. After writing that exam, me and my friends, we do not know much about maths. So we get 1%, 1%, 1%, four of us. One got 0. So us who got 1%, we are rejoicing. Yeah, look at our results. look
With
at-
your 1%.
Yes.
So how can you even
Yes.
how can you even celebrate a 1%?
Because
Is that normal?
No, of course, but we felt like better than 0. So our friend came and joined us celebrating with her 0. So we said, you got 0. Why are you celebrating?
Wow.
She said, it's because my friend, other friend, got bigger 0, better mine. You see? So we're like, you got a small 0, what do you mean? She said, look at my paper, see the smaller 0 and see my friend's 0. The friend of hers got bigger 0. Okay? Hers was small. So she said, look at mine. It means sir was an extent to say I got 1. So yes, so you see, so our teacher called us and he identified our weaknesses, that math is not your part. So we started working on that, and I can say, yeah, we started on 30s, 40s, and 50s. Yes.
Nice.
How do you decide what to work on, as in your weaknesses? How do you decide to work on this particular?
Um, I think about the weaknesses which affect me mostly. Like, I used to struggle with time management. I used to be late to classes all the time. So I was like, what makes me late? Why don't I manage my time well? So I reflected on that, focused on the first things first, and fixed it.
But guys, don't you think that I feel like no one is good at everything?
Yes.
So can we just leave the weaknesses out, like normalize? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Can't we just leave them out instead of working them out?
Mm, I can say it's a good idea, but no, we have to try. I remember I was being told that the same teacher who advised us to work hard in maths, he said, if you feel like one math, you are good at it, start with that to solve every day. So that you have the courage that, okay, if I have tried this one, it means I can manage to do that one. So we can try and try by starting with the things that is our things that we are capable of. And then after that, you can work out with the weaknesses.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't hurt to try. I mean, why should you just sit down in your part of weakness and be like, I'm a failure in that without trying? That's a no for me.
Yeah, it's really a no. Why is self-compassion important when facing weaknesses?
Self compassion is very important. I think it helps you be kinder to yourself, making it easier to work on your weaknesses without feeling discouraged. You have to love yourself first before you love others.
All right. So, on the same point of self-awareness, we also have self-reflection techniques. What are some of the good ways to reflect on yourself?
It's by identifying your strength.
Okay.
I can say so.
I think it's meditating. Take some time off, sit somewhere quiet by yourself,
Yeah.
and reflect on how your life is moving and how your life is going or how you can improve it. Yeah, so meditation is great.
So, do you guys think self-reflection has a time or has a specific period, or how often should self-reflection be done?
Every time I feel like I should reflect on myself, you have to do it. Because, for example, me, I reflect on myself when I feel like I'm bored and I feel like, okay, I will do something worse. I just sit down and look at the things that I do and to laugh, just to smile, just to ease myself. Yeah.
I think it can be any time. It can be once a week, twice a month, or just any time when you feel low. You can just, like, let's say I'm not feeling well today. I'm stressed. So after classes, I can just go in my bedroom for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just reset my mind and see what's going on.
Okay. So, to someone who doesn't know what self-reflection is, can you please explain what self-reflection is and how you go about it?
Self-reflecting in an easier way to, if I were telling someone about it, I think it's, how should I say this? It's like, it's like explaining on how it's like you're narrating a movie to someone. And I think I should use a book or a diary, maybe for people to understand easily. Self reflecting is when you have a diary,
Yeah.
a pen or a pencil, and you write in your journal about each day of your life. Today I had lunch, it was nice. last night I had a dream. It was what. Yeah, so so yeah, it's just talking about your feelings, how you feel, and putting on. You can put them either on a paper or meditate, as I said, in your mind, so that you understand yourself better.
But what you're saying, I was once caught up in a scenario where, back when I was at secondary school, I used to love journaling a lot. So I used to write each and every detail of what has happened on that particular day in my diary. So, I had this other notorious friend. So one day she decided to grab my diary and she read it out.
Oh my god.
I was embarrassed.
I actually know the feeling.
Yo, I'm even failing to shed more light on it because I remember on that day we went out. So our boarding school had two sectors, the boys sectors and the girls sectors. So we actually went to the boys sectors. So that was a stage where I was growing.
Yeah.
So I saw a handsome guy and I was like, let me write this in my book. And the girl decided to read out that part and
Oh my god.
She mentioned the name.
I didn't even know the name of the person. I just spotted the person. So we're talking about self-reflection here.
I on the same issue. I think because I went through a similar situation like that. I was in primary though. Yeah, I think journaling. You shouldn't just let out almost everything. I think you should just focus on the strengths and weaknesses. I think it should just mainly be about your personal growth. And don't leave out your diaries anywhere. Keep it safe. Plus, we're living in a digital era right now. We have diaries in our phones, and they come with a lock
Yeah.
or a password. Yeah, you can be using your phone's diary, writing about your crushes, like the one you mentioned. And after you finish writing, you can lock it up. No one will get access to it.
So on the same thing, is it necessary when you have reflected yourself and instead of writing on diaries, is it fine to tell a friend?
It's actually better, I think, to tell a friend.
So what about if you tell a friend that okay, I'm crashing on this guy
And what
and
if you
then
have trust issues?
There. I was getting to that. I think, yeah, meditating is great, journaling is great, but the most important thing, there's this phrase, I think it's in Chichewa. They say that Muru Moses Adenga.
yes.
I think it's best to be telling a friend. But then nowadays, I know
It
friends.
depends on the type of friends.
That's what I was about to say.
I cannot tell you my things.
I
Because
know.
that you tell everyone. You tell the world about it. You feel like you can take the word on your head.
I know because I have a small head. That's my duty. That's what I have to
I
do.
remember I told her about a certain thing.
Mention the certain thing.
She told Kish about it. This one.
My bad. But then on sensitive issues, I think it's best telling a friend you trust that you're on another level with. That you know won't be spreading rumors about it, especially about the sensitive parts. And Kungoti, oh my, sorry. It's just that in Malawi, it's not. We haven't normalized psychiatrists. If you don't know yourself better, that you're failing to know your strengths or weaknesses, it's best you seek out professional help. Go to a psychiatrist who will help you reflect on your life and maybe point out the weaknesses and strengths for you. So yeah.
On the same issue, I think writing in journals helps us to relieve some stress, or like myself, I feel better when I write something about my day or just a particular issue that was stressing me out. I feel better when I write about it, and I use the writing method because I have trust issues a lot. So instead of broadcasting my gist to other people, I just write
Just
it
a
down.
pen and paste.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go to another sector of mindfulness and well-being. As we all know, self-reflection, self-awareness, personal improvement are all in conjunction with mindfulness and well-being. So, how do you define mindfulness and well-being?
I think being mindful is observing. Well, what's the other word?
Well-being.
Well being. It's just, I think, taking care of your well being. I think it has to do with taking care of how you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well-being, it's like, yeah, taking care of how you live. In normal sense, we can say making sure that you are living every day in a way that you love it.
Um, so, on the same issue of mindfulness and well-being, how do you deal with anxiety and depression? What do you think are some of the ways that can help someone from dealing with anxiety and depression?
Some of the ways to deal with anxiety and depression is by sharing. Because nowadays there are a lot of cases of suicide. Sometimes I can feel like I should not tell, like I've said, trust issues.
Yeah.
Like Cassandra, I told her about my secret and she told Keisha. Which means, look, I feel like I only trust Cassandra. If I tell her this, she will tell Keisha as usual. Instead, I'll just keep it. Instead, those things that I'm keeping inside of me will ring my bell on my head, and I will feel like, why am I even living? Why am I alive today? Instead, I would just feel like I should end my life. For example, let's say maybe my boyfriend is cheating, so I'm trusting much on my boyfriend. So I feel like ashamed because I know I've already told Cassandra how my boyfriend loves, how my boyfriend treated. So I feel like if I tell her, she will say, so she was lying. So it means she was hiding something. So I feel like ending my life.
Okay. I also think depression and anxiety also um, makes someone to feel less confident about themselves. Because most of these things, anxiety and depression, they usually come in because of things like being bullied, being compared to someone. Let's say, like with the trend that is going on now, um, mostly slim ladies are being compared to these thick ladies. So it's now everyone is rushing to buying artificial hips,
Yes.
buying what, in order just to fit in into that I mean social status. So let's just say for someone that cannot afford buying something like that, I think they might fall into depression and anxiety because sometimes these things can be caused by small issues that one cannot even regard as important. On another question, how can someone deal with trauma and how can someone recover from trauma?
Um, Trauma is a big issue. So I don't even think that if just sharing it with someone, it can fix it.
Yeah,
I think it needs expert professional help,
exactly.
like what I previously said, psychiatrists, um, counselors. That would be of help even at the police stations. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think to me, trauma is not just a huge case like maybe witnessing an accident. For me, breaking up with my boyfriend is also trauma to me.
Yes, yes.
Because um, if you had a boyfriend, that means you had some connections.
Yeah.
So just ending the relationship, I think one needs therapy sessions to avoid the cases of anxiety and depression, because there are a lot of cases nowadays. People are murdering themselves, people are committing suicide just because of anxiety that was caused by some traumatic experience. So I think, as Cassandra has already said, that consulting the right people for therapy sessions and all those is a very good approach to all this.